Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to go over some of the new features in AutoCAD 2025. This version was just released and we're just getting out a video as soon as possible to go over that. Let's dive right in. So one of the new tools in AutoCAD 2025 is a tool called Smart Block. So what Smart Blocks do is they allow you to, take a block, and when you take that block you can select all other instances in a drawing of that and select all of them at the same time. So what I'm going to show you is how that works. So what you're going to want to do is there's a new command bar command. You type in bconvert. So type in bconvert, press enter, select what you want to convert. So I'm going to select this chair, and when I press enter you're going to notice all of the chairs that I have been selected. So all 8 of them have been selected and I can now adjust them. Once you see this, you can press enter, and then this new box is going to show up, and you can either convert to an existing block or you can create a new block. In this instance we're going to create a new block. We're going to call the block name chair or office chair. You can select the base point for this block. We're going to use we're just going to use the geometry center, but you can also select a point on your screen, and then once that's done you select convert, and then you now have a new block for the office chair. And all of these have then been converted into blocks, and they were all just objects before. Now we're going to get into the second part. Another one of the cool features that they added is object detection. So object detection is a tool that can be used to, if you're importing a PDF drawing, let's say, and you have like this brand new drawing you've never seen before and you don't have any blocks for it and it's all objects, what this tool will do is it will detect the objects for you that would most commonly be blocks. So I'm just going to show you how that works. So right here I have this random thing I put together just to show you. If I click detect, then it's going to go through what's on my screen and it's going to detect what would be blocks, or what it would see as what should be a block. So we're going to see here that it's detected 2 sets of objects. So I'm going to go here, click review objects, and you're going to see it detected the door, and it also detected 2 random barrels over here. So I am going to put it out there and say that this is a brand new technology. It does have its issues. I've played around with it. It won't detect certain objects even if you want it to detect them, but for what it is, it's actually pretty useful. So if you see here, like I have my door, let's say I want to turn that into a door. So I select my door, and then I can cycle through. And then if I come here, you're going to see there's the convert button here. If I click convert, it's going to bring us to the exact same editor that we had last time when we did our office chairs. So we're just going to type in door because let's say I want to make that into a door. And what would happen is if it saw that, it would select all of them like in the previous smart detection that I talked about, and it'll take all my doors just like it took all my chairs, and it will convert all of them into blocks. So I type in door here, use geometry center, press convert, and then that is done, and I have my door. I don't want to do this one, so I'm just going to press the X, and that's it. So that's the second new feature in AutoCAD. Let's move on to the third. There was also a change to the hatch command in AutoCAD 2025. So previously, if you were using the hatch command, as you all probably know, you had to hatch, your hatch had to have boundaries. So to show you what that was, if I type in hatch here and I press enter, I would have to select an internal point and my hatch would, fill up my circle. But I couldn't fill up something that was an open area like this. What they did is you can now create your own boundaries in either a rectangle or circle format. So if you come down here and you just go down, you can see that there's a new setting called the draw command. So if I press enter on that, I can then select a few different objects here. So there's rectangle and circle mode. So if I click rectangle, I can now click in here and I can now hatch and just create a hatch object anywhere on my screen. So what this does is it allows you to hatch areas that you wouldn't have been able to hatch in previous versions of AutoCAD. So this is one of the most important things that they changed. So there's 1 or 2 other things, and let's go look at those. And guys, the final thing that we're going to go over in this video that would be of some importance to you would be the new graphics performance tab. So what this does is it tells you what graphics card you're using and what AutoCAD is using to run your program. This is something that is important if you're running dual graphics cards. If you've got one on your processor and you've got a dedicated processor or graphics processor, then you can tell which one it's running off of, and you can change things like that. So what you can just type in is graphics config, press enter, And right here it'll show you, what video card you're using, what driver version you have, what you're using, like DirectX 12, if hardware acceleration is on, and a whole whack of other settings that you can turn on and off. And then you can also diagnose things if there's any issues, and that's it. So, there's not too many huge changes in AutoCAD 2025 compared to AutoCAD 2024. Is it worth upgrading? I'm going to be using it from now on in my videos just because I like to stay up to date with what's going on. But I also have AutoCAD 2024 still installed as well, so I can still go back to that if I need to. For the average everyday person, is it helpful? Some of the things are, yeah, but I don't see too much changing. So thanks for tuning into this video. Hopefully that's answered a few of your questions. We're probably going to put another video out with some of the more advanced changes, but there's only 2 or 3 other ones. But this is kind of for the common user. So thanks again. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. And if you feel so enlightened, you can go check out our Udemy course. There should be a link in the description below. And we're going to be having a webinar soon about our training for people who want to become AutoCAD certified users. If you're interested in that, we're still working on getting the webinar set up. So please, send us an email, and that should be in the description or on our channel page as well. Or if you need some help or you want some workbooks to work on, we have some links to some Amazon books that we kind of thought were good, and we use them as well. So until next time, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.